Hey guys, sharing is caring, so I got something really cool to teach you guys. It may not work for everybody, I hope it does, but as you know, you can never have 100% certainty about anything, so I hope it works for you. It worked for me, and okay, so basically I'm gonna tell you how to create an energetic bond with a spirit guide, a grand ascended master you're in connection with, a deity, or an archangel. You can do it with any of them. It would probably even work with spirits that have passed. So first, you're going to want to set in the power. I learned this term actually from Christy's Healing Corner. She's a friend of mine. She's great. She has really good information on her TikTok page, so you guys really should check her out because it's invaluable. It's called Setting in the Power, and it's basically just like a little mini meditation to just get your energies all revved up. Everybody's looks a little different. She had when I took her class for mediumship. She has a really cool one that's like 8 minutes long, and I think she should do a TikTok video just on that because it was phenomenal, okay? But usually the one I do is, of course, you call on your protection, you ask all your people to be with you, and then I imagine my heart chakra, and it's like emerald green, and I imagine just expanding through my body and it getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When you feel like you've filled up your whole space, you kind of take a deep breath and you imagine it touching all the walls around you. First off, it's awesome high. I love that feeling so much. And then you start, I don't know if you've heard of it before or not, but it's something called the tower. And you start breathing up and down your tower. You breathe down into Gaia, and you breathe up into Source. And just imagine it, the roots going down into Gaia, and then you go straight up. You do this a couple times. Just getting your feels, Okay, so once that's done, what I did was, and this is the part I got from, her name is Katie Lee on here. And I'll give you a little bit more information. The way she describes it is if you don't know who your spirit guides are, you can bring them in and give them like a number and ask them for their name. That's awesome. That's why you should go watch her video on spirit guides, because if you really do want to find that out, I mean, she's got a really good explanation of it. But I went a little bit different because I know from Christy that you have a spirit guide for everything. You have a spirit guide for astral travel, trance, mediumship, light language, intuitive writing, healing. You have one for all of them. So what I did is I had just been introduced to light language a couple weeks ago. It was really when I did this. I spoke light language for the first time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to try this on this guide first because this is new. So you do your setting in the power, and then I always lay down because I'm old and my back hurts. And I was laying down and I had my hands up, okay? And you ask them to come forward and say, spirit guide of light language, I ask you to step near me, please. Now I ask that you create an energetic bond with me. And I felt it in my hands. I have my hands up, and I got little tingles, and sometimes it'll even be just like a twitch of the hand or something, but you feel that energy, okay? And then I laid my hands down, and then you say, I ask you to please step closer, allow me to feel your presence, see your presence, hear your presence, whatever. I kind of go for all of them because we all have different gifts. We all have, different abilities, and, one may not come in as strong for the other, but you give them options. Give them options, right? Never hurts. Allow me to feel your presence, and then wait a few seconds, and then ask them to connect their heart chakra with your heart chakra. I will say, when I did this, right? And the first time I went through all of my spirit guides, right? Or all the ones like that I work with and that like I know about, which is like 6 or 7 of them. And then I got Mother Mary's name in my head, and I'm like, okay, I guess she's wanting to come through. I've learned to trust. You have a random thought sometimes, especially in those moments, just go with them. I got Mother Mary, and she was real soft. Like, she's so gentle. So if you want to try out, if you've not worked with any one, but maybe spirit guides haven't really ventured into other divine beings, she's really is a good place to start. She is my homie. I like really, really like her. She's so kind, and she just feels so nice. And, you know, asked her to, you know, I had her create an energetic bond with me. And she feels like bubbles, like all in my chest. It was like bubbling everywhere. It was super chill, you know, really relaxing. And then I've worked with Archangel Michael, and I was like, okay, let's see the difference, right? So I call him in. And I will say, this didn't happen the other times that we did it. But the first time, I was in my bed. I felt my bed. I was laying down, right? I called him in the first time, and that energy hit so hard. I went from like laying in the bed to I could have been floating in outer space. Like, I would have believed you if you told me like you were watching and I floated off the bed. I would have believed you, because the energy was so strong, and not in a bad way. It was beautiful. Almost made me want to throw up just because it was really strong. And hot, like super hot. It felt so nice. Like, I felt like I had like a little heating pad inside my chest. Like, it was wonderful. If something like this does happen, all you have to do in your head is think, it's too strong. Can you simmer it down just a little bit for this human, please? You know, and if it's not quite enough, you can ask them to kind of like raise up their energy so that you can feel them more. Okay. So all this happens. You've asked them to come and, you know, connect heart chakras. You're breathing up and down your tower, you know, do that a couple times. And then I love this part so much. And then you can ask them to show you their presence in a physical way. And usually the physical way is on your face. If you don't know if your spirit guides or whatever, if you don't know they're male or female, you can like pick one side of your face for, I do left side for female, right side for males. Be aware, you might have one side of your face that is much less sensitive to the other. My right side, I could feel someone right here, you know what I mean? Like, I can feel that. But like, when they touch my left side for a female, it's so much harder for me to pick up. So if you're having trouble picking up on it, you can ask them to come closer and like tell them, I think you're there, but I can't really tell. Can you make it stronger? Can you move closer? It'll be like a pulling. And then every once in a while, it'll feel like your face is going up like this, and you're like, holy crap. It's pretty strong sometimes. Never painful. It's quite nice, actually. And just kind of, I'll after I kind of get into it and I, you know, allow them, I ask them if they will touch me. I always do like your intentions. You want to state your intentions. And maybe one of them I did was, my intention for this meditation is to allow you to do anything to my, you know, mind, soul, body that, you know, maybe I don't know needs to be done. If there's any releasing, integration, clearing, balancing that you need to do, I do ask, and I give permission for you to do that for me. And you'll feel sensations in your body. You can do this for healing. You can ask your healing guide to perform a healing on you. You might feel it, but okay, time's almost out. I really hope that you guys like that. If you have any questions about it, just shoot me a comment, and I'll get back to you. And thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Bye.